You need to hear this story.
In the heart of India, nestled deep within an ancient forgotten province, lay a mysterious fountain known as the Fountain of Youth. It was said that this fountain possessed the power to grant eternal youth and beauty to those who sought it with a pure heart. The province was remote and rarely visited, as tales of its eerie aura and supernatural occurrences had kept most travelers at bay. Among those who dared venture to this remote province was a woman of unparalleled beauty and extravagant taste. She was known for her opulent lifestyle, her love for expensive things, and her insatiable wanderlust that led her to far-off lands. Her name was Isabella, and on the eve of her 40th birthday, she found herself drawn to the stories of the Fountain of Youth. Isabella had shunned the conventional path of marriage and motherhood, considering them mere hindrances to her grand aspirations. Her career provided her with a lavish lifestyle, but it was never enough to quench her thirst for luxury. She stood aloof from her family and friends, her arrogance and spiteful demeanor pushing away even those who might have cared for her. As her 40th birthday approached, Isabella's only fear was the passage of time itself. The thought of her skin wrinkling and her beauty fading into oblivion haunted her every waking moment. It was this fear that drove her to embark on a journey to the Fountain of Youth, where she hoped to make a desperate plea to remain forever young. Upon her arrival in the ancient province, Isabella was greeted by a sense of foreboding. The air was heavy with an otherworldly chill, and the surroundings seemed to echo with whispers of long-forgotten tales. Undeterred by the ominous atmosphere, Isabella pressed on, driven by her unrelenting desire to defy the passage of time. Guided by vague directions, Isabella found herself standing before the Fountain of Youth. The sight that met her eyes was both enchanting and unnerving. A glistening pool of water, illuminated by a silvery moonlight, guarded by a weathered statue that seemed to be alive with an unsettling presence. Despite the fear that clawed at her heart, Isabella mustered her courage and knelt before the statue, her eyes tightly shut, as she poured her heart into a prayer for eternal youth and beauty. But as the words left her lips, a sudden darkness enveloped her mind, and Isabella's consciousness slipped away. When she awoke, disoriented and bewildered, she found herself back in her rented apartment in India. Her surroundings were unchanged, but an unsettling feeling gnawed at her. To her astonishment, Isabella realized that the events she had just experienced had rewound. She was reliving the moments leading up to her encounter with the Fountain of Youth. Desperation and confusion gripped Isabella as she realized that she was trapped in an endless loop of time, condemned to relive her journey to the fountain over and over again. Each time she reached the climax of her prayer, darkness would claim her, and she would wake up in her apartment, the cycle repeating itself. Days turned into weeks, and Isabella's sanity began to unravel. The once beautiful woman was now a mere shadow of her former self, her appearance deteriorating, as the relentless loop drained away her vitality. She became a prisoner of her own desires, forever tormented by her fear of aging.
Isabella's tale spread as a cautionary legend among the locals, a reminder that one's desires could become their own prison. The Fountain of Youth, once a source of hope, became a symbol of her tragic downfall. And so, Isabella's journey became a chilling story of a woman consumed by her own vanity and fear. A story whispered in hushed tones, warning of the dangers of seeking eternal youth at the expense of everything else.